Hey everyone, it's Jared here. It's been a while since I've done one of these, almost a year and a half now. But the last time I did this, I made a video talking about why I thought physical media was important, and I still feel that way. I still recommend watching that video, but I'm here today because I want to talk about my physical media collection. And give you a little update. My intention is to do this maybe once a year, maybe more, probably just once a year, who knows. But yeah, birthday just passed about 2 days ago. I got a lot of movies. I spent a lot of money on movies. I got gifted some movies, and yeah, so I kind of want to talk about those movies, and so we're gonna do that. I don't fully remember what all I got since last time, but I'm just gonna kind of go at it. I wanted to start over here because I just recently reorganized from here to here of my collection, and this is organized by director. Within that organization of director is by release date. So first right here we have Paul Thomas Anderson, which I want to quickly talk about. Blu-ray Criterion release, I have a Punch Drunk Love. This is my favorite movie ever. I love it so much. It's beautiful. I actually saw it in theaters for the first time on Valentine's Day, and that was one of my favorite experiences ever, especially as far as movie theater experiences. Such gorgeous colors. I have a longer video about this movie and why I think it's so special, but yeah, owning it in Blu-ray was essential to me, and I plan on getting the 4K one day. Paul Thomas Anderson, Wes Anderson, David Lynch, Michael Mann, Christopher Nolan, Jordan Peele, Sam Raimi, Martin Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino, Denis Villeneuve, and then Edgar Wright. Recently, I've been watching a lot of David Lynch. If you know me at all, you know that this has kind of been the defining part of my life, is watching all these David Lynch movies and Twin Peaks in its entirety. For my birthday, I purchased Lost Highway, Dune, and Blue Velvet. I particularly am a really big fan of Lost Highway. I really love the cinematography here, as well as the kind of like unsettling feeling he crafts with both the sound design and the aforementioned cinematography. Something I didn't know up until sort of like a week before I watched this movie was that Lynch does almost all of his own sound design. You can see this credited on projects like the Twin Peaks. You can see this credited on projects like this one, but you can really tell once you hear it because Lynch just has this really innate control over the sound design. It's almost like he's like a master in that booth of creating like an unsettling feeling, creating this tension. I have stated that this is one of the scariest movies I've ever watched. When I watched it, I was terrified. There was a moment I jumped. And yeah, I think part of that is because Lynch so effectively is great at things like sound design, and he uses it so effective here. I'm also a big fan of his series Twin Peaks series Twin Peaks, and then the movie Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. This was a gift from my boss who told me to watch Twin Peaks. I'm incredibly grateful for this. That's also a big, awesome thing to me about all of this, about physical media, that I don't know if I mentioned last time, but I kind of want to mention now. I've sort of been recognizing how awesome it is to get gifted a movie, because I already love this movie, but now I'm also always going to associate it with, oh, this guy who means a lot to me, who told me about Twin Peaks, bought me this movie. So now whenever I watch Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, or specifically I watch this Criterion 4K of it, I'm going to be thinking about that. And I think that's a really awesome part of physical media, and it's part of why I enjoy giving movies, because I hope that one day people have a similar experience to me where they kind of recognize that, I don't know, I think this stuff is really important and that it's really cool. See, I also got gifted Mulholland Drive. I kind of love, Criterion has both, this is a good example, the more traditional case format, as well as they have this sort of like cardboard, papery format where it slides out. It has like this one has a beautiful design of the key on it. If you open it up, it shows the cowboy as well as Diane, Betty, whoever you want to say it is. It shows sort of like the warped perspectives. Up there we see the woman from Silencio here. Right here you can see the man from Silencio. I really love these things. The Criterion editions particularly. The Criterion editions are really special to me because of the fact that, yeah, they come into these different formats, but they also come with so much. They feel like they're so key to like preserving the movie in its truest form. But yeah, I have 5 of the David Lynch movies now. Big fan of him. I accidentally bought 2 versions of Heat. One was purchased at the store. Both were purchased at Zia's. Big fan of this movie. But yeah, when you have 2 performances like De Niro and Pacino's in this movie, it's kind of hard to match it. I made a key point last time that I did not own one of my favorite movies on Blu-ray, and I now own one of my favorite movies ever on Blu-ray, and actually the 4K Ultra HD, which is Nope. Jordan Peele's Nope. I'm such a huge fan of this film. You could probably tell by the fact that I have a video on it, and if you go to my Letterboxd, it's in my top 3, probably should be my top 2 if I'm being honest. I really don't want to rant about it because, yeah, I do have that video on it, but this is one of those movies that I'm never going to forget any of the times I saw it in the theater, but also how it kind of changed me and how it made me view movies differently and made me view what it is I love about movies differently. But yeah, I finally own it, and I'm so excited because now I can always watch this whenever I want. And once again, kind of following up just on videos I've made as far as the Scorsese collection goes, it's almost solely comprised of movies from that run I was talking about. I am missing King of Comedy, but I did get Color of Money. This was actually even before I'd seen the movie. It was on sale for like $6 at Barnes & Noble. I'm not a super huge fan of going to big box stores all the time or big chain stores all the time, but Barnes & Noble, at least mine, has a really great physical media collection. There isn't a ton of Blu-ray stores near me, and yeah, I paid like $6 and I got The Color of Money, and having now seen this film, and I'm incredibly happy that I own it because I really love it, and I think I'm probably going to watch it again down the line. I also purchased After Hours, the Criterion edition. This was a birthday gift to myself the other day. Look at that cover. I love it, the pink and the green. I don't want to rant about this movie too much considering I literally just released a video on it like 2 weeks ago, and I would highly encourage you to go watch that video. But yeah, one of my favorite Scorsese's ever. Could be my favorite, but I think I'm going to save that for King of Comedy as of right now. And then, yeah, Raging Bull. Beautiful Criterion collection. I actually purchased this before seeing it, and the first time I watched it was this Criterion, and it looked phenomenal. Phenomenal movie. Like maybe the best sports movie ever. I don't think I would disagree with you if you told me I think this is the best sports movie ever. After director, it goes by format, which then is A24 into Criterion into Steelbook, which I guess I'll just do now. The one Steelbook that I have and I showed off last time is the Across the Spider-Verse Steelbook. As far as A24 releases go, I have a ton of them. I feel like I've talked about these movies a lot. One of my favorites, Friendship. Wonderful. I love how these things come with like the photos. Let me come with like set photos or like stills from the movie. There's a beautiful picture of my man Tim Robinson on the set of Friendship. I sort of touched on the Criterion releases, but this is my Criterion collection right here, as well as the ones that are in the director section. Yeah, I've seen most of these movies. I haven't seen Brazil. I haven't seen In the Mood for Love yet. But yeah, I've seen almost all the other. I've seen all the other Criterions I own. This was actually the first Criterion I bought. Anora, when it released, I saw it at a Zio Records at Phoenix, and I was like, I really love this movie. I really wish I could take this movie home with me, and I was like, you know what, why not? And I did, and I've kind of fallen in love with the Criterion format ever since then. Prize gem of my collection probably is the huge Do the Right Thing Criterion. I was waiting forever to find this. I texted all my friends when it showed up in my Barnes & Noble. This is just like the best movie ever. Like honestly, if you were to make a case for what is the best movie ever, I think this would be my pick. Just going to open it up and give you a quick little peek of that beautiful art on the interior cover that is fully wrapping around to this side with Radio Raheem, the police officer. Maybe I'll make a video on it down the line, but for right now, this is my excuse to talk about it. Videodrome changed my life. I had a buddy of mine, shout out Fausto, if you're watching this. He recommended you should watch Videodrome. And I was like, okay, I'll watch Videodrome. I've seen some Cronenberg, whatever. It's like, oh my gosh, is this the best thing ever? I was blown away by it. This type of thing of like, I'm just going to use the term gross and like body horror is just not my thing most of the time. And not that I hate it or I'm opposed to it. This one is for me. This one is firmly for me. It's wonderful. I love what it says. Wonderful is such a funny term to use to describe it. It's amazing. I love what it says about like in 1983 with like TVs becoming more popular. Cronenberg was like, hey, these screen things are really bad, huh? These screen things are not good. And so, yeah, I think it's kind of awesome that he's so ahead of his time. It's phenomenal movie. Looks great. The score is great. James Woods is just amazing in this movie. One of the best to ever do it. I'm so glad I got in the collection. I love it because if you see right here, it kind of looks like a VHS tape. I don't know if it's focusing. Let me try again to focus. Read that. Yeah, long live the new flesh. After that, we sort of just get into Blu-rays, and I don't know which ones I want to talk about because I don't want to waste a ton of time, but I do want to talk about them. So let's start with James Cameron's Avatar. I own the first Avatar on Blu-ray. Here's my hot take. This might be my least favorite. I'm debating between this and the third. I have some thoughts on these movies. I don't know if I want to write something about it. I don't know what my place is in talking about it, but I did watch all 3 of these movies in the span of about a week, catching up to see Fire, or like watched the first 2 to catch up and see Fire and Ash. I saw Fire and Ash the same day I watched Way of the Water. And yeah, this is just like one of the best franchises, modern franchises, I think, today. I, for last year's birthday, not this past birthday, received Challengers from a friend of mine. Big fan of this movie. I think I actually complained in that video that I didn't own Challengers on Blu-ray yet. I really love Challengers. I adore this movie so much. I've been showing it to a lot of my friends, and they've actually not been adoring it. It's a very interesting mix of like interesting kind of polarization from this movie that I didn't expect. It's great. I love it. Luca is not a perfect filmmaker, and I've not necessarily adored what I've seen from him since, but I adore this still, and it's still my favorite movie of 2024. So, let's see. You got Dreams. I like owning a lot of movies I haven't seen or I've yet to see. Adaptation by Charlie Kaufman and Spike Jonze that I haven't seen. I'm pretty sure I'll love because I was a big fan of being John Malkovich. Another film I did a similar thing for was David Cronenberg's Crimes of the Future. Haven't seen this one. This one's 2022. I believe it's very recent for Cronenberg. Another one, Fabelmans. David Lynch cameo. Spielberg directed. Got it for $8.99 at a Zia. Empire Records, one of my favorite like vibes-based movies. I sort of talk about it a little bit in my video on slice of life movies, and I think that this is one of my favorite slice of life vibes-based movies. I think I owned this last time, but I don't know if I talked about it. One of the funniest movies I've ever seen. I think I'm thinking about it a lot because I've been thinking about Rachel McAdams a lot because I just saw Some Help, and if you haven't watched my video on that, I highly recommend you watch my video on that after you see the movie if you haven't seen the movie, because I have your movie. John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein, they're really funny. I think they have a great sense of humor, and I think that this is just another example of, yeah, these guys kind of got it. They got it. So one of the best movies I've ever seen. Bought it for $8 the other day at Barnes & Noble. Moving us over here for this last little section. Priscilla caught this one at Barnes & Noble, I think, for like $15. Pretty great movie. I'm thinking about it right now. This might be my favorite Sofia Coppola. I think it's interesting because a big thing that I didn't like about the Elvis movie, which I was a fan of, was that like it just kind of like disregards the whole like marriage and like domestic life of Elvis, and it's like, well, no, that was all fine, and there was times where it wasn't great, but like I think this is interesting as a story of like this woman, his life has kind of been defined by her relationship to this famous man who wasn't very great to her, and her life is still in many ways defined by that. So it's interesting to kind of see her perspective, and yeah, I highly recommend this. Signs. I got Signs for like $6 at a Zia, if I remember correctly. I spent a lot of time like, yeah, this one's not that good. Everybody's right. This one's like whatever. The twist doesn't make any sense, or the aliens doesn't make any sense. I think this is very similar to The Sixth Sense for me, where I'm like, I watched this movie and it's so much more about what does Shyamalan want me to feel than what does Shyamalan want me to understand or see. I think that, yeah, Shyamalan is not as much a literal filmmaker as much as he is a metaphorical and feeling-based filmmaker, and I guess I decided upon rewatching Signs of The Sixth Sense that really works for me. This is one of the oldest Blu-rays I own, and I think I've shown it off before, but The Social Network, I really love this Blu-ray, and it's all black. You don't get to 500 million friends without making a few enemies cover. It's the picture of him, punk, prophet, genius, billionaire, trader. Yeah, this is one of my favorite movies ever still. It's one of those ones where like I feel like growing up, I've had like some favorite movies, or I was like, oh, this was my favorite movie, and then like the time like that actually isn't that good, or I don't like that as much, or not even that I start to dislike them. I'm just like, you know what, I've seen movies I like more. This cannot be topped to me for some reason. Like, it's not my favorite movie ever, but it stays in that top 5 to 10 range for me, because it's just like, what would you even change about this movie? What would you even do differently? I don't know. I wouldn't do anything differently. I think it's kind of perfect. Sorry. Is it a funny thing to talk about that I think the last movie I'll talk about, I think I owned this last time, but I think it's funny. I own X-Men First Class. I have this nice little Blu-ray where it pops out of the case. And you get another cover. But I thought this was funny because I accidentally purchased 2 copies of this. Somewhere else in my room, I have a second copy that I plan on just giving to somebody. But yeah, it's fun to get a second copy. I think on accident of a movie that's like, I paid like $8 for, because then I'm like, oh, whoops, now I have to give my friend what I think is probably the best X-Men movie. I also have some DVDs. Kind of want to talk about those for a minute. I've owned these for a while, but these are the 2 thicker Criterion DVDs of both the Royal Tenenbaums and The Life Aquatic, 2 West movies that I love, and I want to get the Blu-ray nicer format of, but owning them like this is nice because at least I can always watch them. I have a few other ones. 12 Monkeys, haven't seen this one, gift from my friend for Christmas, very excited to watch it. I've actually been meaning to watch it, so the fact that they got it for me makes that more convenient. Dodgeball hasn't aged well, but man, Ben Stiller's funny in it. Ghost Story, phenomenal, heartbreaking, so good. Don't know if it's aged well, but Bill Hader's so funny in it. Haven't seen it in a while. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, still need to watch it. Kate Hudson, Oscar nominee. And then I own season 4 of Better Call Saul on DVD, which I think I talked about last time. I own season 2 of Community on DVD. 2 of my favorite seasons of TV ever. Not going to say they're my 2 favorite, but the 2 of my favorites. And yeah, I saw them for like $8 a pop, and I'm like, let me own those. So I do now. And that's my physical media collection. There's a lot going on here. I own a lot of movies, and I want to buy more though. I feel like this collection is kind of small. It doesn't even take up all 4 of these all 8 of these shelves. I want to collect more, and I'm a big fan of this stuff, if I haven't made it clear. I think it's important that you do too. But I also was always a big fan of the YouTubers I liked, being like, hey, these are the movies I own, these are the movies I bought, or this is my collection. So I kind of wanted to do that. And I hope that next year when I do this, it's like a whole new 2 rows, maybe even more, of movies, because I love movies, and maybe I might buy some later today. I know the organization is kind of weird. If you have any recommendations, I appreciate that. Yeah, I think that they could maybe be better. I like how I've done it, but I just wanted to do it differently and do it my way. I think that's what I could do for this one. So thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. Follow me on Letterboxd. And let me know about your physical media collection. Let me know about something you got in the past year or something you want to get. And send me a photo or something somewhere. I would love to see that. But yeah, I'm going to call it on this one. Thank you for watching. Bye.